In this video, I'm going to talk about intermediate value theorem, which we have already learned in pre-calculus. In this theorem, the format is the most important, and the conditions and the conclusion. So let's take a look at this. F of x is continuous on the closed interval. That's the one part of the condition. Then there is a y value. This is a y value between the two y numbers. Then there exists a C between E and B of x values. These are all the x numbers for which f of C is equal to W. So in other words, we call them a common sense theorem that if the function is continuous between two values, there exists at least one value C where W y value is between these two y numbers. So conditions and the conclusion. Condition again continuous, and the k is between these two numbers. The conclusion, there is exist at least one value where on this interval where f of c is a number. So let's take a look at the example again, the sample template. The template here is given to you as you must use this template. Function is continuous on the interval, which is a closed interval a and b. This is x values. The value k means the y value is a number between f of a and f of b. Then this is the conclusion. There must be at least one value c within a and b such that f of c is equal to k. K is again, these are the y values. So let's apply this intermediate value theorem on this example. Now you should be able to apply intermediate value theorem from the equations, from the table, from the graph. All three different formats we have to apply the intermediate value theorem. So first of all, f of x is x cubed minus 3x, takes on a value 1, that means y value. Interval is negative 2 and 4. So we know that f of x is a polynomial. You don't have to use the three-part definition of continuity to prove that this is continuous polynomial. Hence, continuous on the interval negative 2 and 4. So we all got the continuous part. Then we have to prove that f of negative 2. What is f of negative 2? Negative 2 to the third, 3 times negative 2. And f of 4 is positive 4 to the third minus 3 times 4. 8 plus 6. No, negative 8. Negative 8 plus 6 is negative 2. And this is 64 minus 12, which is 52. Okay, so obviously 1 is between negative 2 and 52. So you have to write y value. I mean, you don't have to say y value. 1 is between negative 2 and 52. Or you can also say that negative 2, 1, 52. I prefer that you write the statement instead of inequality, because if you make a mistake in inequality, then it will not be considered correct. While writing number is so much easier, you can also say 1 is between 52 and negative 2, or you can also say 1 is between negative 2 and 52. But if you write the inequality incorrect, then it's considered incorrect. So then write this condition. There must be at least, copy the conditions, one value C within negative 2 and 4 such that f of C is 1. Conditions, continuous, two y values, and then conclusion. Let's practice some more. So verify that the intermediate value theorem applies. Okay, so again we can say f of x is polynomial. We don't have to prove. therefore continuous on 0 and 5. Okay, what is f of 0? F of 0 is 0 plus 0 minus 1 is negative 1. F of 5 is 25 plus 5 minus 1 is 29. Is 11 between these two numbers? Yes. So you can say that f of c is 11 is between negative 1 and 29. Therefore, intermediate value theorem, IVT is a very popular acronym, applies, and there exists at least one value c where f of c is 11. Now here this is find that value c. So you have to find that actual number c. So for that part, you have to do little extra work for this problem, which is rarely they are asking, but in case if they ask, let's find out. 11 is equal to c square plus c minus 1. C square plus c, subtract 11, c plus 4, c minus 3. Is that correct? I think so. Equal to 0, which means c is equal to negative 4 and 3. Now between 0 and 5, negative 4 doesn't come, so c is equal to 3. Like I said, rarely they are asking to find the value of c. Most of the time you have to apply the intermediate value theorem. So I'm going to look at one problem from the table. So let's take a look at this table. The velocity of the particle moving horizontally along the x-axis, continuous function. That's what we are looking for. T and V of t. Explain. Explain means conditions, conclusion. Why there must be a time where particle changes direction. Particle changes direction, that means velocity changes sign. Or in other words, you can say that when you turn around, you have to stop. So you can say that V of t is 0. Velocity has to be 0, then only you turn around. So is 0 between somewhere here? Clearly, yeah, negative 3, negative zero point 0.5, and the 0 is somewhere here where velocity is a 0. So this is a straightforward common sense theorem. It says apply, but how do we write? So let's understand how to write. So you have to say v of t is continuous function. How do we know? Is given on the interval 2 to 5. Okay. What is v of 2? Negative zero point 0.5. V of 5 is a 2. And clearly 0 is between negative 2 and 5. So write down 0 is in between negative zero point 0.5 and 2. There must be, copy the statement, a time, copy this, all the statement, copy it again, on the interval 2 to 5, such that v of t is 0. In other words, particle changes direction. Conditions, conclusion, two conditions, 1 and 2. And this is a conclusion. You can write in a bullet form or you can write as it is. Let's take a look at one more example here. The function f and g are continuous function. They are creating another function h. In fact, actually, this is an AP question straight from the AP exam. So let's take a look at this. Explain why there must be a value r. R, C, just use the different letter, where h of r is negative 5. So first of all, you have to write down h of x is continuous function as f and g are continuous. You have to explain that. And h is built using f and g. So you have to say h is continuous because f and g are continuous on the interval 1 and 3. Okay, so now we have to find two y values. What is h of 1? H of 1 is f of g of 1 minus 6. You have to find that number, which is g of 1 is 2. And what is f of 2? So f of 2 minus 6, which is 3, right? F of 2 is 9. 9 minus 6 is 3. H of 3 is f of g of 3 minus 6. So g of 3 is a 4, so which is f of 4 minus 6. What is f of 4 is negative 1 minus 6 is negative 7. So negative 5 is between negative 3 and negative 7 and 3. So let's write negative 5 is between negative 7 and 3. So then copy the statement. Just copy the statement. Again, what this is, be a value r on the interval 1 through 3 such that h of r is negative 5. So make sure you understand this theorem very well and know how to write it. This is the first theorem, and you will have to write this kind of answer almost 100 times. Next few pages are the practice problems, which I am expecting that you will do it. And all you need to do is conditions, conclusion, conditions, conclusion. Make sure you go over all the problems, including some multiple choice questions.